Good morning, Pindas. Welcome to the Premarket Show. Sorry, let me get some stuff set up. Good morning, guys. Oh, they added a... Oh, cool. Still annoying. They added an extra option when you engage. I could do start a Q&A. Say something. What are your biggest struggles while trading? I don't know. All right, so we are in the Q&A portion of... Sorry, this is a brand new feature. I don't know, I'm trying it out. What are your biggest struggles? I don't know how it looks like on your side. Anyways, maybe I'll do it in the mainstream. SW Blaze, good morning. Lace Sanawi, good morning. Meg Thompson, good morning. Frank Angelo, good morning. Mike G, good morning. Charles Wilson, good morning, guys. Welcome to the stream, man. SW Blaze, seriously, Lath, you guys, all you guys are just superstars when it comes to the pre-market show, and I'm glad you guys are here. It's just feel super supportive, and I really do appreciate you guys joining. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Icky, good morning. Yeah, especially the rainbow badges, man. I know you guys have been there since the beginning, and I know you guys would be members without even a pre-market show, even without a pre-market show. Yeah, you guys were pandas supporting this content and the stream, you know, way before there were like any actual perks. Mike G, congrats by the way on hitting 100K. Yeah, I do appreciate it. I did put a post up showing I hit a milestone, hitting 100,000, and it does feel amazing, but almost like also doesn't feel like anything special. I feel like for me I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm rounding the corner or something, and it's just kind of hard to tell like when you're kind of like finally out of the corner or when you finally kind of go over the top. It kind of just feels like it happens so gradually over like not a super long period of time, but I mean over like 2.5 years. That hump kind of is so like when do you say like, oh, I am now profitable? I would say definitely the biggest thing I think for me that's changed a lot of my trading is, and you probably heard this 100,000 times, but it's like, I'm gonna say this word. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna say the word. I'm gonna say the word after I explain the concept. But basically, I found myself to become more profitable. One thing is, definitely being more cautious when it gets choppy. Even if I see a good setup, if it's choppy at all, for me, I feel less cautious. I guess three things. Yeah. So choppiness. It's almost like removing mistakes, really, because like in the beginning I felt so good and I felt so confident in trading, but honestly, it's removing mistakes, like trading in chop or scaling in much more. One big thing that really helped me is like if I saw a candle like this, where it's like 6 points of more than 6 points of risk here, and I went long here, like for me, typically I might have probably taken a trade like this, but now I actually don't take these trades unless I can find a proper retracement. For me, the risk is just too large. And I think even for me, like when I see a good setup and I just think the risk is too large, I still will skip it because the risk is just too big. And so for me, I know I can make money. I gotta just stop myself from losing money. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I was like, well, I've traded long enough where even the best setups, seemingly, uh, that I think would be very good, sometimes fail. They sometimes fail. And so you have to be really willing to lose whatever money you put in for any trade. And so, especially when it comes to scalping. And so, yeah, I think it's crazy to say, but that's probably the biggest thing that I learned. Where even with a scalp, if the risk is just a little bit too large for my scalp, I would skip it. I'll skip it. I'll skip it. And I'm also okay with literally taking 0 trades a day. Like I'm really okay. There's some days where I literally take 0 trades a day. Like sometimes the price action is so bad, like I can literally stare at the market all day and kind of just be annoyed and just turn it off. Right, just turn it off. And that actually was very hard for me because in the beginning you're so excited when it comes to trading. You just want to like take every trade, take every opportunity. You want to, everything's a setup to you, and yeah, you're just very eager to trade. But it's yeah, it kind of sucks because it takes time for that kind of to go away. The excitement, the good thing about the excitement is that you get to learn a lot. But the bad thing about the excitement is like you almost can't control yourself from trading and going to bad trades, or even recognizing things like the proper market cycle. So yeah, that's those are kind of some big things. So at the end, I'm gonna say the word what I'm explaining, but at the end, the thing that kind of helped me a lot, where I feel like it's maturing me as a trader, is the word risk management. You probably heard it 100 times, and you're probably like, I already have that. But really, for me, yeah, that actually was a game changer in terms of kind of rounding the corner, or yeah. Mike G, do you find trading boring now? What I mean is less exciting. Almost. It's kind of sad. Yeah, kind of boring. Not like boring, like as in like I don't think it's enjoyable, but I think it is trying to be, I guess, I don't know if boring is the right word. Maybe you put it right. Less exciting. I don't know if that's even the right word. I would say it's like it's matured. I almost say it's kind of funny. Maybe it's like a relationship. In the beginning, you're kind of like really on fire, but then later, that relationship kind of turns like not dull, but that initial excitement disappears, but it turns into something better. It might be too deep, but you realize trading is not all the bells and whistles that you thought it was. Just like a relationship, where in the beginning you're like, this is just amazing, everything's good, butterflies, rosy, rose tinted glasses, whatever. Everything seems great to you. And then you realize, man, when you're trading, actually, no, it's not that good. In the beginning, it feels like that, but when you actually start trading, you're like, oh, I actually take losses. Oh, this is actually much harder than I thought. Oh, this is actually really tricky. Even these setups, you're like, wow, like sometimes they're just not. It's maybe just very hard to tell if it's a good setup, but you think it's good. It's very tricky. Or two, the setup itself actually sometimes you just lose it. You just lose them, even in good setups. Yeah. So Charles Wilson, yeah, I try to explain what I meant by risk management. Just simple things like, even if it's a good setup like this, if this candle is like 6 points, I just skip it. Even though if I see it's a good setup, or I'll take a deep retracement. If I miss a deep retracement, or goes on without me, I'll just skip the trade. I skip the trade. That's like one kind of big thing that's really helped me a lot. Um, I know it's a little silly to think like how can something like that like help you so much, but it really it just puts you in the mindset of saying it's okay if I miss this trade because I'm just not willing to lose as much. Yeah, and then like in just like a relationship, if you can get through the tough times, kind of, it's like okay, it's actually really good. It's actually really good, you know. In terms of something more mature and better, I guess. That might be too deep, but I don't know how. That's kind of like just how I feel about it. It's not like I don't like it. It's just different. Where in the beginning I was like, oh, this is a way I can just make tons of money, and you realize that's not true. It's actually just a lot of hard work, a lot of mistakes, a lot of pain, a lot of lessons learned, a lot of focus, and yeah. So it's I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'm speaking too soon, but that first 100K, the difference for me from not getting to getting it, that's what it was. And also, I heard after first 100K, your next step is a million. So we'll see. So if you guys, I posted a graph about this, making over 100K. Actually, this is more than 100. It's like 110K. I posted a graph on my Ninja, and I guess people, who see that graph, they're like, okay, it could be fake or it could be sim trading. But I think what's almost irrefutable is, when you see my rhythmic is when you add all these numbers up, it equals the number that you see on in my graph where I said I made over 100K. And so hopefully, I know for the members, it's for the members only. So, this is for you guys. So you guys can see and you guys can confirm and see that, yeah, like, it's legit, it's legitimate. I'm not trying to fake anyone out here. I'm actually truly, genuinely excited that I made these numbers and yeah, and see what happens. So I kind of extended the conversation because I actually didn't take any off-stream trades after the stream. I don't know if you remember the stream, but there was like this kind of draining swing trade that I took, and I ended the stream right there, and it was kind of a long stream, but afterwards, I didn't really take any other trades. Oh, okay, I took one trade here. I took one scalp here, and it barely scalped out, and I made money. I don't think it's even 2 points. It's like 1.5 points. I just took one more scalp, and that's it. Yeah. I think I was mentally, my focus was already gone. And so I just kind of like, I just stopped. I didn't think I had the mental focus or mental capital to continue trading. Especially after this swing trade yesterday, which was nice. Friday, the volatility was crazy. There were so many candles. And so I won some, I lost some, and I was at one point down like $500, almost $600, and it ended the day up about $400, which is crazy because it's just yeah. So if you remember this trade here, I took this trap here. I'm trying to figure out, like, I don't know if I even had like necessarily a breakout trend to even new high, to be honest. I mean, it depends on how you want to graph it, but I mean, you could technically do something like this, or this be a slight breakout trend to new high, but that's not really the point. For me, it's more like bouncing off of resistance and having a trap and seeing the market cycle, how we have these big ups, big downs, big ups. And so I'm thinking, I don't know if you remember, but at this time I was really struggling. Like, are we at a resistance or are we in an uptrend? When I was at this level, I don't know if you remember on stream, I was like, I'm having a tough time. I'm battling if this is a resistance and do we just bounce off of it, basically making some sort of reversal pattern, right? The small head and shoulders or something here, lower high. And so for me, when I saw this big push down underneath the 20 MA, I was convinced that this was more of a trading range to reversal, and I took this trap. And the thing is, that's also something why I'm always in a place where I feel like I should be okay losing the trade, because it's almost a gamble there. It's like sometimes like this trap might not work, but I think I had enough evidence here that this trap will be good and worth it, good enough and worth it to take this trade. And if you remember, I took a 1-to-1 here and also a swing trade as far as I could. And I came out here, and good thing I did, because I ended up reversing pretty strongly, and eventually ended up finally coming down to a level that I wanted to hit, which was like this ledge. It hit it like way later, like, you know, half an hour later. And but I don't know if I would have been able to hold it, because I probably would have taken my risk off, at least, very least, take my risk off, and then that would stop me out there. It would have taken out my swing, which my swing stop would have been up here, but it would definitely take my risk off swing, or my risk off position here. And eventually it does go down, so I'm glad I just took it out here and just took it, because who knows what could have happened here. Could have kept going up, who knows. But other than that, you know, that was a big swing trade. Right now we're like in a strong uptrend, and yeah, so we'll get there in the mainstream. All right, pandas, I'll see you guys in the mainstream, and yeah, hope this has been helpful for you guys. Thanks for joining.